Okay, so I am back with Jupiter in Libra. Okay, so Jupiter and Libra. Jupiter and Libra. Oh my gosh. Jupiter and Libra has so many different partnerships, so many different relationships. There's a possibility. And or attracting those in. Now, here's the catch. Because when you're dealing with Libra, a lot of times you're dealing with wanting a specific partnership, like having a specific partnership in mind, whether it's a relationship with a lover, business partner, or friend. And the thing about it is, with Libran energy, yes, it attracts in more people, it invites more people in, but then it'll seek to have like a closeness with one other person. Okay, with that one person that they picked. Or, I would say a few, like, it depending on what type of person you are. It could be with a few, but that one person in particular that you're just like, okay, this is my partner. This is my partner in crime. So you have that type of energy going on. That's the flip side to it, or the trick to Libran energy. And to where you can actually be dismissive to others that you don't feel like you're attracting all these people in, but you're limiting yourself because you want to be associated with just your lover or just your partner. As a matter of fact, a lot of people with this placement is known for the partners that they have, because even though you have this, okay, you guys are not in a party, it's me and my partner vibe going on, you can have the tendency to move through partners too. Like, okay, well, me and this friend ain't vibing right, or me and this person ain't vibing right. Let me go to this person, and it's that. So it's a continuous theme of relationships. All right. But you're also very fortunate in your relationships. Unlike Saturn and Libra, where they have more obstacles and trials and tribulations within their relationships. And eventually they get to what their obstacles and trials show them. They get to like that master relationship or situations as well that benefit them. But their whole thing is they're learning about themselves versus learning through relationships. And Jupiter and Libra is learning through relationships, because Jupiter is about learning. Okay. And you expand through relationships. So this is a side note. And I got to give you guys this. I have to give this to you guys. And I know people that are involved with Jupiter and Libra, individuals for relationships wise, or like a lovers, you might not want to hear this. But as a matter of fact, the more relationships you have, the more that you know, the more you learn. And the more you expand yourself. This is what I feel. I feel like this. I can't judge you if the relationships are sexual. I can't. But if you understand that the whole purpose is that you're trying to learn yourself, I feel like it will take a lot of the heartache that could come from it. Like disappointing others or things of that nature. It could take a lot of that away, because you'll know okay, man, I'm interested in this person. I know I'm getting involved with them because of that. I don't want to make it more than what it is. We don't have to be just committed to each other right now, especially like if I feel like I'm not ready, or you don't have to go there sexually with the person. Just understand, or make anything more out of the situation than what you're there to learn. And sometimes you don't know what that is until afterwards. So I get that. But relationships, how you grow, how you expand yourself into relationships. It doesn't have to just be sexual. It doesn't have to just be a lover. It could be with any type of partnerships, any type of friendships. That's where you find your love, is a lot of times dealing with other people, because you have like the platonic energy, to where you get involved with people and they're teaching you things. They're teaching you things about business. They're teaching you things about trading. They're teaching you the ins and outs, certain knowledge that you can take and then you can use for yourself. So a lot of people could see or look at you or want to view you as, oh gosh, you use me as like a social come up, because it's definitely socially that you meet these people and become involved in these situations. And you can get accused of being like a social climber, because you are climbing socially. You get what I'm saying? But I feel like this. A lot of Jupiter and Libra placements, or people with these placements, are justice fighters or justice seekers. You can't, you live to fight for or stand for, I would say stand for some type of social justice being brought to some type of sort of social group or in the world. So you guys can make good lawyers, but you can make good advocates as well, and just standing for somebody or someone that can't because they don't have the social accommodations to do so. You can. You could be that person that be like, okay, you know what? You're talking to somebody and they need help in this or that. You could be like, okay, you know, I know the person that can help you even if you can't. A lot of you guys, though, are good in stuff dealing with beauty, cosmetics, you know, helping others change their lives around through making themselves better or making themselves feel better about themselves or good about themselves. Because a lot of people will say beauty and the way we look and all that is not important, and it is important. It is important. And why? Because it's an aspect of our humanity, but it's not the end all be all. You have to be able to have a accommodation, or should I say accommodation? You have to be able to have access to all parts of yourself, the inner beauty and the outer beauty. You know, the intellect, the mental, the spiritual, and the physical. A person with all that, that's got all that together, is a powerful person to deal with. You know, so you got to think about that. But needs to say, you guys can make a hobby or a career, or you could become some type of teacher or instructor of beautifying others, their image and their life. All right. As a matter of fact, that is what you're good in. But it's not only that. Like, I feel like the science behind it, there's a science behind it that you guys have naturally there. And it's not all about beauty and all that either. It's more than that. Some of you guys can also, your number one thing is the fact that you are able to bring whatever talent you have to the forefront. It doesn't matter. You're able to sell it to others. And like, I feel like you got the both the best worlds. And, you know, Libra, the scales. Okay. Counselors. A lot of you guys make excellent counselors. I'll have to say that as well. For the simple fact that you're dealing with the sign of Jupiter and inside of Libra. Okay. You can go learn. You can learn, or you talk to, you learn about others through talking to them, through communicating with them, through understanding, to wanting to fight for them, to wanting to make their lives better, to wanting to give them the answers to making their lives better. And this is what Jupiter and Libra is all about. Lots of relationships, social circles. So you guys could definitely be good to be affiliated with, if like a person that wants to climb socially. You're going to know all the ins and outs. I feel like this, where that the only way that will not happen is if you're not willing to extend yourself past a certain limit. Because remember, I told you the struggle sometimes with just wanting to deal with one-on-one or a certain group or a certain clique or whatever, like close net people, and you have the ability to extend past that. Okay. Women with this husband, I will tell you this. Your husband is a social climber. Your husband can be a psychologist, a therapist, a lawyer, some type of advocator, somebody that scouts models or interested in models or beautiful women, beautiful art. Because I forgot this placement could be very big artists. Okay. Artists, musicians, however you want to name it. You know, using their physicality in some way to promote art. But yeah, so in your husband draws a lot of people to them because of the fact that either A, they can get the person to where they need to be. B, people look at them as a source of help, a lifeline. Like I said, a natural psychologist or therapist. Like some of you guys, if your husband is not this, you probably tell him all the time, or you probably say, listen, you need to become one because you don't need to be giving out all this information for free. But, or because your husband could be beautiful himself, or have some type of artist mentality behind them, like interested in some type of art form, musician. They could even have a job or something like that, but they have some type of outside hobby as well. I will also say this, because in some of the other videos, Jupiter videos I did, which is I'll probably go back and do more. Why not? But I did not say a lot of times how you will find your husband. You can find your husband in some type of social environment, depending on what house is that your Jupiter is in. Social environment, meeting, talking, chatting with people. Your husband could also be of high status in a social arena. And high status could be financially, but it doesn't have to be. It could just be like know a lot of people. Could be well known amongst people. Could be known for their relationships. Okay? And all that. But and also could be like a lawyer, artistic, diplomatic. Like they may not want you just acting any old kind of way in public. They may want you to be more poised or more there's a word. I don't want to call it bougie, but there's a word, bad and bougie. But it's poised, right? Did I say poised already? I didn't really want to say poised because when I think of poised, I think of Saturn. But if you think about Saturn and Libra, or Saturn and Venus together, is really good because the Libra's ability to be poised. Eloquent. But it's another word. It's another word that I'm looking for that is not coming off the tip of my tongue. But if I figure out what it is, I'll add it in before I edit it. So, yeah. Depending on what house and everything, Jupiter and Libra is definitely very expansive. Although I feel like the problem or the a side effect of Jupiter and Libra is the fact that Jupiter is going to be more expansive. Libra can definitely make money and benefit because of the social status. That's the market itself. Like that's networking, negotiating in itself. Like you can definitely build a freaking business, right? And be financially successful of it. It's just the only thing is a lot of times, the Libra part of it, association in this placement is going to want, it might be drawn in a lot of different people, but wanting to be one-on-one or having that significant partnership. Now, that's the difference between commitment. I'm not talking about commitment. I'm just talking about the exchange. Okay? Other than that, lots of people, lots of relationships, lots of interactions socially. So find your social cause that you want to fight for or stand by. Or find that whatever you're interested in, with your art, music, any type of talent, modeling, especially if this is in your first house, legal stuff in the legal field, all of that. Okay? So I'm going to stop there because if not, I'm going to keep blabbing on. This has been Jupiter and Libra. I'm Butterfly to Light and I will be back. Peace.